Hi, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and who would have thought a single SMS template coupled with AI could make $1 million in a single month from a client's old leads? Let's dive in and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so let's start with what I call the offer of the century. I've been talking about this offer of the century for over a year now, okay? And the offer to the clients is, do you have any old leads we can turn into sales using AI and SMS? And we do this on a performance basis, which means that if you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Okay, so think about it, right? Think about how many business owners are out there. They could be in e-com, they could be in home improvements, they could be in finance. It doesn't really matter what industry or what niche they're in. If they have people that haven't converted, that they haven't got time to pick up and call or email or whatever, they're ripe for this offer. And because we do it on a performance basis, which means that if they don't get paid, we don't get paid, they're like, yeah, well, why not? We've got absolutely nothing to lose. And that is why this is so powerful. And if they come back and say, well, I'm not sharing, half of the money with you of all the profits, why would I? And then I go, well, yeah, that's fine. You can have 100% of nothing if you would like, or do you want 50% of a hell of a lot of money, right? And you can see their eyes kind of like change at that point in time. You know that you're onto something, okay? So if you are someone that knows businesses who have old clients, have current clients who have old leads that they've given up on, then this is perfect for them, right? They are going to say yes almost every single time, okay? And if you want to know how to do it, how to position it, how to build it, how to deliver it, I've got a book. It's called The Instant AI Agency. It'll be in the description box below, and you'll be able to kind of click that. It's $14.40. If you don't love it, I'll give you your money back. All that type of marketing stuff, right? It's really good. It's going to give you the goods to be able to make this offer to clients, okay? But let's go back to the title of this video is how a business made $1 million using this exact methodology. I'm going to talk you through how it works. Okay, let's talk about the niche first. So this was done in the debt consolidation space. Okay, this client had been advertising on Facebook, on Google, on all these advertising platforms for over a decade, which meant they had hundreds and thousands of leads, old leads that they'd given up on. So what my guy did, Seb, was go after that client and put the offer of the century in front of them, which I told you about before. Do you have any old leads we can turn into sales using AI and SMS? And we do this on a performance basis, which means that if you don't get paid, we don't get paid. And as soon as the client heard that, they were like, well, yeah, I've got a call center. We've got a big call center, but they're so busy working on the fresh leads that are coming in. Why don't we just give this a go, right? We're spending a lot on ads and they're busy. We haven't got time to go after these old ones. Why don't we give you, a test in order to run this, and if it works, and we can roll it out to the rest of the database, okay? And the thing is with debt consolidation, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think the average kind of sale value is around £4,000 over here in the UK. All right, so for every lead that's reactivated and booked into a call or an appointment with their sales team, the closes is worth £4,000 to them. Okay, so it's quite profitable, and it's just a niche that's kind of very well known in the lead gen space, which makes it even more of a perfect fit for what we're doing here and what I teach in my book. Okay, so that was the niche. The next thing we want to talk about is what I call the Prince Charming SMS, okay? And we call it the Prince Charming SMS because it wakes up old leads by giving them the kiss of life. And this is a templated SMS that has been tested, I don't know how many times. It's been sent, hundreds and thousands of times, maybe even millions now, because I teach this in my book and people are using it over and over again. Some of you might have heard of the Dean Jackson 9-word email. And if you haven't, you should check it out. But this is, I think it's 10 times better, right? Because with email, not everyone opens their email, not everyone checks their email. And then if they're replying to an email, you've got to have a human on the other end, okay? But what we do with the Prince Charming is we send this SMS out, and it gets between a 20 to 50% response rate, okay? I'm not talking about open rate with emails, I'm talking about response rate, okay? Depending on the age of the data and stuff like that, but this SMS is just gold, and it's been tested so many times, and it really, really, really works. Okay, as I said, it's in my book, and you can check it out. I'm not going to go into it here. Okay, so what happens Next, after the Prince Charming SMS is sent and the reply comes in, this is when we do some cool stuff. It's very easy to do, actually. We use software called HighLevel, and we sync that HighLevel with OpenAI, right? And the two go back and forth and speak to each other. And what happens then is when the reply comes in, AI takes over, qualifies the prospect, goes back and forth, and then books them into an appointment. Okay, it's as simple as that, really. And it's, as I'm talking right now, it just blows me away, because when has it ever been throughout history where the delivery, i.e. the work, is being done by someone else? Okay, it's not done by a human. So what used to be done by a call center, where they had to dial all of those old leads and go through and qualify the prospect and deal with rejections and deal with hang-ups and all that stuff, AI is doing all of the work here. Okay, it's literally going back and forth. I'm going to get my videographer, as I'm thinking about this, to put a little little video of what happens when things go back and forth and moving a lead all the way through to an appointment, okay, that's been re-engaged. It's a really powerful thing to watch, and when you wrap your head around it, it's just game over. Okay, not to mention, if you're able to take an example like this and show it to a potential client, they're just going to be absolutely blown away. Okay, what happens next, and this is like advanced stuff, and you don't have to worry about this if you're thinking about dipping your toes into this Prince Charming stuff, is that when the lead went back and forth and booked in an appointment, it immediately did some clever stuff and moved that person to WhatsApp. Excuse me, over here in the UK, everyone uses WhatsApp to go back and forth, right? So once the appointment was booked in with the salesperson, it was all done and dusted. Then what we did then was move the lead to WhatsApp, where it could collect the proof of bank statements and everything that's needed for a credit check, right? So what was usually done by a call center, they have a specific team to be able to do this, right? They call up the lead and then ask them to send in the bank statements, the proof of address, the ID and all that type of stuff. That can now be done automatically, again, with AI, right? So you can see how this is so powerful, such a great offer for the client, because not only do they get these appointments and everything booked in from leads they've given up on, AI can also help package the whole thing together and be handed to them on a platter for them to just, do the last 5%, make the sale and collect the cash, right? Extremely powerful. Okay, so what happened then was Seb, the guy that we did this with, he did the test with the client, got some results, and then what happened is they just went, dude, just have it all, right? And also, here's what happens with our leads. After 48 hours, our sales team usually gives up because there's just so many fresh leads coming through. They can't be bothered calling the 48-hour leads, the ones that come in from Facebook ads or Google. After 48 hours, why don't you throw them into the mix as well? Okay, and what happened then was, because it was fresh data and the sales team wasn't able to close them, we added that into the Prince Charming SMS, and that absolutely crushed. You get a much better result with the fresher leads, okay? When you think about it, it's a really powerful offering for clients, right? Because you move in with the offer of the century, which I've already explained. And then what we say to the client is, do you have any fresh leads that we can go after? And what about your sales team? They finish at 6 p.m. Can we deal with all the leads that come in after 6 p.m.? And do you have reviews on Google that don't get answered, and you can do AI for reviews? And also, do you have a receptionist that's swamped with all of these calls that are coming in? We can install voice AI to help you. And then what you do is you get claws into this business, okay? And the things that excites me the most is that people like, the budding entrepreneurs, the small agency owners, and the people that have struggled for so long, now are the guys that are going to make the inroads to these clients, right? Forget the Salesforces and the HubSpots and the Pardots, or whatever they're called, Pardos. These big CRMs, they just can't move fast enough to offer bespoke solutions like we can. So what I'm predicting is really huge growth in side hustlers and entrepreneurs and agencies, small agencies, who've struggled for so long to make ends meet, and now they can just start making offers to clients and the offer of the century to get your foot in the door, then you can start moving them to and get your clause in, and then they can't leave you, really. Okay, it's just going to take them too long and it's too painful. I use Xero, their accounting package right now, and I pay them however much per month, $50 a month or whatever it is, right? Too much of a pain to move to another accounting package that's $40 a month. Do you know what I mean? It's just not worth it. I'm embedded with them. I'll probably be with them for life. And if you're able to do that with clients and get your clause in with the AI, then you're going to be embedded there for life as well, which is a lot of passive income with AI doing all the work. Okay, it's super exciting time. So as I said, I've got my book. It's the Instant AI Agency. It'll be below. Pick it up. It's $14.40. You're going to love it. And while you're at it, please subscribe to our channel if you want to be the first to know we've got some new stuff out, and also give us a like, please. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Take care.